fancy dress to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy myself.
Hello, darlings. Welcome back to Cognac's Corner. We're here at Asiana Restaurant, located at 120 East 34th Street. And I'm here with this gorgeous recording artist, Lani Ford. Lani, welcome to the show. Welcome to Cognac's Corner and Asiana Restaurant. Tell me, darling, about this fabulous rock group, Stark. Is that the name of it?
Yep, Stark. Sometimes we go by Stark NYC just to make sure that they're not confused with there's an Australian Stark and I think a German Stark as well. But
now, how did you come up with this title, Stark?
I wish I had a more interesting story. Like, I wish I could say, well, it's based after Iron Man, Tony Stark, or, you know, Mabel Stark, the tiger trainer. But it's basically, I was writing songs in my closet and I showed them to a friend of mine years and years ago, and she said, they're so stark. So when we were thinking of a name, I was like, what about Stark? And the members thought that was pretty good. We just got back from the UK. We actually played 5 dates over in the UK. We played mostly in London, which was awesome, and Leeds, which was not as awesome. But
not as awesome, huh? What is it about London that you just loved performing there?
The people actually came to the shows to see music not knowing what they were going to see. It wasn't because someone forced them to come or because, you know, it was the popular place to be that night. It was actually because they knew there was going to be live. And where we stayed was a lot of Shaun of the Dead, which is one of my favorite movies. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, you're also an actress, right? Yeah. Tell my audience about that.
Well, I've been acting since I was 5 years old, and I did a lot of theater, Shakespeare, children's theater, all kinds of
Are you someone that kills?
In Zombie Cult Massacre, I was.
Zombie Cult Massacre, that's the name of the movie. I love the title, Zombie Cult Massacre. Directed by who now? Who directed the film?
This was directed by a guy in Cincinnati named Jeff Dunn. And it was produced with him and another man named Stephen Losey, who was my fiance at the time, which is kind of funny. But we're still all in touch. And they just wanted to combine the craziest movie of bikers, zombies, a cult, you know, all of this stuff. And they did. It was
Sounds
crazy.
like my kind of people.
It was very fun, very fun. It's a fun movie, and Joe Bob Briggs absolutely loved it.
I never saw that movie. Is it very bloody? Is it gory?
There's a lot of gore, a lot of effects. There's a guy named Jim Van Beber who did a movie called The Manson Family, which just recently was getting quite a bit of acclaim, and he's an effects guy, and he was the main effects guy in the movie, and he's brilliant. And so, you know, while they were limited with any kind of computer technology or with cameras and stuff, they definitely made up for it in his art.
Now, was this reviewed by Fangoria?
I don't know if Fangoria reviewed it. There was some other places I'd never heard of who reviewed it, but the best one to me was Joe Bob Briggs loving it. Like, he gave it a definite thumbs up, so.
Well, what made you want to do this? What made you want to be in a cult horror flick?
I just always loved acting, and I love horror films, and just
I do too. I love horror films too, actually.
And just the fact that the chance arose, it just, you know, seemed like a great opportunity, and I got to be like the lead girl who comes across the place and then hates them at first and then falls in love with the cult leader and then gets kidnapped by the bikers and then gets eaten by the zombies. So I had like a full amount of, you know, treasure to work with there.
What's new for Stark?
Well, we have a new lineup, which includes Joe Hogan on guitar, who produced both of my records. He's the engineer, and he's a brilliant guitar player. And when we needed to go on tour to the UK, my guitar player that recorded with me couldn't go for whatever reason, and so he said he would step in, and then we had so much fun, he became a part of it. Our drummer, Rob, who's been with me for 2 years, he just had a baby like 3 days ago, so
Congratulations.
his whole thing is starting a family and moving back to Florida, so we found a replacement for him, which his name is Eric Roble, and he's been in a few bands, and he's brilliant as well, so I'm really excited. It's a lot heavy, it's gotten heavier, and it's pretty cool. And I like playing with boys. I was playing with a girl guitar player before, and I decided that the chemistry with the boys is just better for me. I need to be the princess.
You need to be the princess, darling. You need to be the princess.
You understand what I'm
Yes,
talking
I
about.
absolutely understand what you're talking about.
I write all the songs.
You write all the
currently.
songs. Do you have a favorite?
My newest favorite is called Blind Date, and it's not even on either of the albums yet. It's a new song that I'm working on. For
Why
the
is that
next
so
thing.
special?
Well, I love waltzes. I love like 3/4 time and 6/8 time. So those songs to me always kind of like stick with me anyway. And it's funny, it's poignant, and I like the way it goes together.
It just makes you feel good, right, darling?
Like it.
You just like it, and it makes you feel good.
Exactly.
So when will that be released now?
Well, I just did an acoustic demo of it, and I'm working, like our last album just came out in January, so as much as we're ready to record, we have about 20 songs already ready to record. It's probably going to be the end of the year, at the end of the year when we start recording, so then that means next year before it's released, but it is on my website, so you can hear it.
Sounds exciting. Tell my audience, where will you be appearing next?
I'll be at Arlene's Grocery on July 17th. That's when we're breaking out the brand new lineup. And then we'll be at Otto's Shrunken Head on September 28th. We are going to be touring mostly in Jersey and Pennsylvania throughout the rest of the summer.
Okay. Any news on another horror flick? Will we see you on the big screen? Not yet.
Actually, a song of mine is in a film called Philbilly, which is at an independent film festival out in Los Angeles starting next week. So you may at least hear a song or two in a weird, crazy film.
Do people ever tell you that you look a little bit like Deborah Harry?
I've been getting that a lot lately. I've been getting that. I don't mind that. Like, people say I sing like Chrissy Hine and I look like Debbie Harry, and I'm like, that's cool with me.
That's cool with you. Is there a website that my audience can go to find out more information about you and Stark?
Definitely. You can check out www.starknyc.com.
Is there MySpace?
And there's a MySpace. It's actually myspace.com/Stark, believe it or not.
Terrific. Let's toast. Let me give you some champagne.
I'll take that.
Yes. We'll have some champagne.
Terrific.
Woo! And we'll toast to the band.
You could chunk some ice, though.
Yes. Woo!
Thank you so much.
Salute. Yummy, yummy, right? Are you going to give me a kiss goodbye, darling?
Of course. Mwah. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, darling. You're welcome. Keep watching. More celebrity interviews coming up, darlings. Big champagne kisses.
You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in.
This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.